What's good? Welcome to the SiMPL Life podcast. I'm CJ.
Jamie, today's episode is basically a recap. We spent the last week on the road, and it was a complete departure from our usual everyday life. So on the way back, we're talking about, we, and I say we, I meant him, did a really good job about, maintaining the lifestyle we talk about and all of that. And, we're in a situation where we don't have our own kitchen. We're not doing our own shopping. All the meals were, pre-made by someone else. Lots of activities and good stuff to do, but at the end of the day, it was a reunion. So there's just lots of, partying going on, lots of everything. So, it was a pretty big shift from what we're used to all the other 51 weeks of the year. So we're talking about it, and obviously, as usual, it didn't hold up too well on my end. I think I did okay, all things considered.
You did all right.
I still worked out. I ate clean at dinner most
for
of the time.
65. I think you did pretty good.
68 now,
Yeah,
but yeah.
68.
We did pretty well, CJ especially, and we're just going to recap, how you can really maintain that, because especially in the fitness community, but anywhere at all, right? If you work in business and you're usually healthy, if you have to travel a lot, that's usually the first thing to go out the window is your lifestyle, because you got weird hours, you're not sleeping the same, you're certainly not eating the same, and for one reason or another, right? You're socializing with folks. It's rare that someone's going to have a bowl of broccoli at a party, so what do you eat? And it's basically going to be a compare and contrast and otherwise endorse that side of the couch for how it's done. But I was really impressed by it because, at the reunion we were visiting, nobody does what he did, and he managed to really keep everything in check, and nothing was taken away from the experience at large. So go ahead and tell them how you teed that up to make that happen.
Yeah, at this reunion, so this is a week,
It was
week long.
7 straight days, yeah.
Yeah, the meal plan was breakfast, lunch, dinner. There was no area for snacks or anything, nowhere to cook. So it was this is all they give you. And that being said, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner was kind of buffet style almost. You had to ask.
Yeah. So just for a little bit of context, what happens is that each of these 3 meals, the place only provides the 3. You can bring whatever you want, but most people bring stuff like goldfish or Oreos or what have you. The meals themselves are not necessarily unhealthy. There are a couple of dicey meals in there, which are mainly pasta or something, but most of them had, here's, meat, vegetables, maybe a roll or something. So it's not horrible food. It's not like it's McDonald's and Taco Bell. So you could get the lion's share of most of your macros in there if you're just a little discreet about what you pick, right? I think I had a spoonful of mac and cheese the whole week. That's about it. But otherwise, I was eating the meat and vegetables, primarily from peer pressure from Siege over here.
Yeah, all I gotta do is just look at him, and it's
well, I gotta,
you know what I'm saying?
I gotta live with you breaking my balls about it. So I'm like, okay. So I didn't eat the way I usually do, which was good for me personally. But he took it to another level, and it was actually very, very impressive. But that's how the meal plans work. So how do you fill that in, especially when you have tons of muscle mass, used to really extensive work? How do you fill in those gaps? So
that's the background of kind of what I was given to work with there. So I'm so used to such a strict. Well, other people call it strict. To me, it's just discipline. But my diet is pretty much I eat the same thing every day. So my body's very used to eating that. So what I did was I brought a big ass cooler.
It was a large cooler.
And well, they actually had an ice maker there, so I could just get ice every day. But so I brought a big cooler, filled it with a bunch of ice, and I put in the important whole foods that needed to be refrigerated in there. So I think I had 2 bags of peppers, had 5 pounds of chicken,
a box of spinach.
A box of spinach, 4 containers of non-fat Greek yogurt, and I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, blueberries, and a bag of those huge ass carrots.
The Bugs Bunny carrots.
Yeah, literally. just straight out the ground. They were massive. But uh,
Chicken was pre-cooked, just for the record. He didn't just bring raw chicken and eat out of the cooler. I
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to
Let's
clear that up.
clarify that there. I'm not that crazy. Do anything for the gains, nah. But and then I also had, oh yeah, then I brought a bag of exactly, I think it was like 14 scoops of protein powder, so
Mm.
like 2 a day, and then I had like almonds and a bunch of oats. So like it's a whole setup.
Yeah.
But with that, what that allowed me to do was kind of mix and match. Like if there was, at this place, if the breakfast didn't have, like eggs, or it was like mostly like sugary, like high carb foods, then I would just supplement with what I brought. And especially here, I needed like extra calories because we were doing so much activity. Like I was running, hiking, still working out. So I needed a lot. So I'd kind of mix and match, supplement what I didn't get, eat in between the main meals there,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of go about that. But like I'm telling you, I was dedicated. I was dedicated to this. Like I would literally every morning I would wake up, and he can attest to this because
He wakes me up in the process of just sitting
yeah,
there eating a bucket of
yeah,
slop.
because we were roommates
His
for
first
yeah.
breakfast.
So I literally, well, not even that, but because I'm very big on nutrients as well, like vegetables and stuff. And spinach is my number one vegetable. Um, and actually, when you cook it, it allows, like when you cook spinach, you can
He's
absorb.
microwaving this, by the
Yeah,
way. So he's microwaving the spinach.
yeah. So when you cook the spinach, you can absorb more nutrients. Your body can absorb more nutrients from it. So I'm like big on that. So I, literally, what I would do is from the box of spinach, just take like a handful or so out, put it in a bowl that we got from the kitchen, like a microwavable bowl, and then just put some water in, put it in the microwave for like 2 minutes. It sounds insane, and then I would literally, I had like a plastic fork, and the first thing I did in the morning was just eat a bowl of cooked spinach.
Mm-hmm.
It was miserable, but
Yeah, it didn't look good.
oh, it was terrible. It sucked.
No
But
salt. It's just like
yeah, just nothing.
microwave
Just
spinach.
spinach, and then you just had like the spinach water after. It's like
Yeah.
it's so bad. But that being said, I wanted that nutrients, so
Yeah,
I
but it's also like your situation is a little bit. It's a lot a bit more disciplined than most. So obviously, this wouldn't apply if you're taking a morning flight to like Cleveland or something, then having to fly back that afternoon. But if you're on road trips or you're taking like a week down to the beach or what have you, this is all very simple to do. And now it's also worth noting we didn't have a grocery store, so he did have to do that. But he wasn't he didn't not eat the food that was provided. He was just a little bit more picky about what was served that he ate. He's like, yes, we like meatloaf and mac and cheese. Dude housed half a meatloaf
yeah. Which I
and
mean,
just didn't do
typically,
the mac and cheese. So
yeah,
it's like,
typically something I wouldn't eat. But like I
yeah,
wasn't like
yeah.
like
But I mean, the thing
extremely
is, though, like the
strict.
planning process, this sounds like, oh God, this must have been a nightmare to like find out what your macros are, this, that, and the other. But I remember speaking to a bunch of CrossFit athletes years ago. Like you can eyeball within a couple of calories,
Yeah,
like what you need to suit your macros, and then you just times seven, right? So that's all he was doing. He knew what the meal plan more or less was going to be. He goes, okay, so I'll probably need around this. So he didn't labor over this for hours and hours. He was like, okay, 7 days. I usually have 2 scoops of protein, so 14 scoops. Boom. Oats. I usually have like 1 or 2 cups or whatever. So times seven, 14. Boom. And then fits it in a cooler and took it on the road. It works good charm. I mean, again, if you're going to be living this type of lifestyle, it's very easy to do. And there's no like the only excuse you could really give yourself at this point is like, well, screw it, right? But he's disciplined about it. He doesn't want to do that,
yeah,
so he just prepped accordingly. And again, he did not like take weeks to figure this out. Didn't take hardly any time at all. Just here, chicken, right? Well, if you throw all the chicken you need on the grill at once,
mm,
it all cooks in the same amount of time, and then you just got to keep it cold. Okay, so we had the ice maker, the perfect way to microwave, right? So he's not eating like cold, week-old chicken. He's making sure it's all clean and minus any weird bacteria that you might pick up.
yeah. I mean, I made the best out of what I
Yeah,
had.
yeah,
Like
and I think it's safe to say you really enjoyed it. So you had,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
you had a whole week out in the mountains, surrounded by people he's never met, And he just kept it going, and nobody was giving him the side eye. It's not off putting or weird to hold yourself accountable. A lot of times, especially in situations like that, people will sit there and partake in X, Y, and Z because they think they're supposed to, or because they don't want to get sneered at or what have you. But did anybody other than I think me even bring it up?
I mean,
Maybe
a couple of people, people bring it up in like funny ways, but it's not like,
it's more often than not
yeah,
they're impressed by it. They're not
yeah, at
like
the end, and people look like, like I was, like one of the workouts is one of the videos we posted, but I did that workout twice
yeah.
on 2 separate days. But it was like, it was like 10 push-ups and 5 pull-ups, and just on a cycle, on like a circuit kind of. I think it was like I did like 16 sets of that.
Yeah, one guy was
Um,
walking by with one of the girls that was there, and he's like, "Oh, go climb on his back." He wasn't even making fun of us. He's just like,
yeah. Well, and then
nobody like it's not a condescension thing at all. I mean, people are like, "Oh, good for you guys," and then they move on with their own day.
yeah, I think it's something you got to accept. Is like, I think that's actually a good point. I think for a lot of people, the attention that it attracts because it's different, which is sad to say. It's different to be,
Yeah,
healthy, or at least doing the things I'm doing. The attention it attracts can make people insecure or not want to do it because they don't like the attention, or they don't
yeah.
like people judging them.
But the thing is, though, the attention it attracts isn't even negative. It's like,
No, but I'm
yeah,
saying that people
yeah,
are gonna interpret it that way because
yeah.
they don't, you don't really understand until you do it. But it's like, I for me, I prioritize my health over like what people think about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, and kind of is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, though, we weren't waking up at 4:30 like we usually do. So
Yeah.
sure, I'll have a drink or two. You know, and yeah, I know it's an extra 200 empty calories or whatever, but
Oh yeah.
it was fun. It was fine. So I was like, okay, again, like the whole you can dabble. You don't have to sit there and be super super regimented all the time. A, it's generally unsustainable, and B, it'll lead sometimes, depending on what you're cutting out, can lead to other problems down the road. So yeah, it wasn't as rigid as it is here. I can't really see any downside to it.
Yeah. I still drank like a decent amount, and it like certainly didn't get enough sleep.
No,
Like nowhere near it.
no.
But I kind of, I just made the best out of the situation. I balanced having fun with, still prioritizing my health to an
Mm-hmm.
extent, like eating the right things and working out, even though I wasn't getting enough sleep, and still drinking. Like, it helped balance it out versus just going hard
Yeah,
the entire week,
yeah. Most of the
just
people
drinking
take
and no
this week
sleep.
off completely,
Yeah,
like just
which
polar opposite of their
and
usual
that
schedule.
can be detrimental, even though it's only a week. That can still be detrimental, or
Yeah,
at least hinder your progress. Um, and it worked because I weighed myself the day I got back, or what? Yeah, the day we got back,
yesterday.
Sunday. Yeah, so yesterday, and I was the same weight, and because like I again that balance.
Tell them about the gym this morning.
Oh yeah, so this morning after that week of fun and kind of deload.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Complete deviation from our usual
yeah,
workout and
completely
sleep
different.
schedule and everything else,
Yeah,
and then
I PR'd this morning, so on back squats I did, it was what, 340 at a 5x5, so 5 sets, 5 reps,
yeah,
and I felt good. Like I could have done like probably 345. Like
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
and it was
it
awesome.
was a good day. I was convinced we were both just going to be beat up and just whatever, and we both did. I mean, we had separate programs this morning, but I
Yeah,
was like, I'm doing okay. He's like, yeah, I know. I just PR'd. I'm like, oh, we need to go to Shrine more often.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But yeah, it was good stuff. So we were thinking about what we're going to talk about today, and it was really like I don't know, like we have a bunch of different topics to hit on, but I figured this was pretty prudent to talk about because we just took a whole week off, effectively from our norm, and that is especially if you travel often or you have a really big social life. That's over time what's going to be the most detrimental to what you're trying to accomplish. But I think we both swung it pretty well. You obviously way better than I did, but
I mean,
it
it's yeah. Well, I
was
think
good.
at the end of the day, it's like, do you want it or not?
Yeah.
Like, it still takes work. It's it would have been much easier if I just was like, I'll just, I'll just let me just give up and I'll figure it out. No,
Yeah.
like I still planned.
Yeah, if we had done that, I think this morning would have been a
It
completely
would have been
different
completely,
story.
yeah. I'd have had this whole week to just try to recover. Whereas I could still have fun and you know PR.
Yeah. That's
So
another thing. When you travel, a lot of people always want to just like travel like basically to party. Like everybody has been to the Outer Banks goes down there just so they can like drink and eat like pigs all week.
yeah,
And if you travel overseas, it's always they just treat it like a huge party. And we just made it like best case scenario for fulfilling the lifestyle that we want to lead, and just kept it in that setting. And it's very like, you can accomplish this. This is not impossible to do. You just got to want it. But it also helps. We were in the mountains. Like every single activity required walking up a big hill. It's
yeah,
like to go be active, we had to walk uphill.
mm.
It's like let's walk up half a mountain so we can just go to the pool or play basketball or do any of the general activities of the place or go for the hikes. Which this guy holds the record for fastest ascent and descent on one of the big landmarks in the
yeah.
area now, which I gotta give it to him. 15 minutes flat for getting to the top of a mountain and back ain't bad.
Oh,
Uh,
it was miserable. It was terrible. I almost broke my ankle like 12
yeah,
times.
yeah, but talk about a leg workout. I mean, hell,
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I planned on just walking it, but I was like, nah.
yeah, that never happens. It's
Yeah, I
still
was
light,
like,
guys.
well, anything
Why do
with like, yeah,
that?
anything with a competition, I'm like, I try to hold myself back from trying to beat everyone, but I was like,
Yeah,
nah, I gotta do this.
no, it was a good week. And like, there's no. And the other thing is, a lot of people beat themselves up after they travel for any reason, whether it's for work or for pleasure. It's like they come back like, oh God, I was so bad this past week, this, that, and the other. And you just don't have to be. We finished this whole week, brand new experience for him, brand new setting, and there's zero regret whatsoever. I mean,
Yeah,
you can swing this now. Like I was saying earlier, yeah, if you fly 4 times a week, 2 flights a day, or whatever, it's admittedly very challenging, to keep a very like any sort of rigid lifestyle, especially with your diet. But it's not actually impossible. Like hotel gyms might be garbage, but it's better than nothing.
I
Uh,
mean, you can use your hotel room. Like when I was in Miami a couple months ago, there was no gym. I think well they had like like Miami like the Muscle Beach or whatever,
yeah,
but that was miserable to work out in because it was just so hot. Um, but I just worked out like literally every day in the hotel room, and it wasn't anything insane.
yeah. You don't
But
have
I
to be.
just I
What
did
was
it,
it? It was push-ups, like sit-ups, like squats, like just
yeah, like split squats, burpees,
one might even say he kept it really simple for that week.
yeah, 100%.
Worked out just fine.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like you get the blood flowing, burn some calories, create that muscle stimulus to maintain your muscle, and then go have fun. And it doesn't have to be like a brutal thing.
Yeah, I mean, like
Um,
the lifestyle is like a lot of it's just really checking the necessary blocks. Did I get 8 hours of sleep or whatever? For me, it's 6. For him, it's 8. What have you? Like just, yep, did that. Did you drink enough water? Yep. Did you eat food that's mostly protein and vegetables, and you can treat yourself to some carbs? Yeah, sure. Check.
yeah,
If that's the only thing you got to do, that's going to eat up a couple hours of your day, maybe, and you can still go out and do all this like fun stuff. Like we have this weird impression. I mean, especially in this country, like if you travel to Europe, you couldn't eat like we do here if you tried, and most of the food is actually very good for you. I wouldn't say if you go to Italy, you're probably eating like a ton of pasta, but other than that, I mean, it's very very doable. Unfortunately, whenever, especially if you do a lot of road trips or flying, everyone's like, "Oh, I just got to get a quick meal in," and they just pick fast food because it is convenient. Don't get me wrong, it is. But if you do that regularly, that's just good God. How many years of your life are you shaving off just out of the convenience of it, rather than being a little bit more discerning?
oh, I mean
Um,
it's like
and I'm
with
very guilty of this, by the way. I'm not trying to like throw stones
yeah,
at people. Like
but I'm not. So
yeah, my knee jerk reaction as soon as I
yeah,
get on the road is like, "Where's the nearest Chick-fil-A?"
yeah. Me, I'd rather just not eat like
I ain't
and
going
sa-
that far.
and save you know
Actually, I read a Muscle and Fitness article forever ago. Triple H was on the cover.
mm,
Triple H is right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
with the long
well, I
hair.
don't know.
Yeah.
You're young. Yeah. he was famous when I was a kid. I don't know if he was still prevalent, but he's just a pro wrestler. And they travel all the time. They're always going city to city doing this, that, and the other, but they're effectively just giant bodybuilding stuntmen, Like Triple H was massive. Like, so what do you do for eating when you travel, which is roughly half of the year? He's like, yeah, sometimes you just got to make it work. It's not ideal, but you have to get XYZ. So he would, but again, these guys eat like 30 pounds of food in a sitting. So he was talking about, like, do you ever eat McDonald's? He goes, oh, yeah. I mean, because back then, it was everywhere. There was no like Baja Fresh or anything remotely healthy.
Yeah.
It was burger joints. So he'd go there and he would just pick up the and this was before they had the grilled chicken sandwiches. It was just like the breaded chicken patties or whatever. And he'd pick up like 20 of those sandwiches and just take off the buns. Like, that's the best he could do.
Nice.
But he
I
got
mean,
he got what he needed. It wasn't ideal at all, and he felt
yeah.
like crap for a little while afterward. But he made it work in the given circumstances. So even in something that's actually as like drastic as that, you can do okay. And if you get a salad from McDonald's, there's like no nutrients in those vegetables, but it is just fiber and water, and you can, again, if you just look at what's available, you can do okay. Like I've never seen a situation where the only thing you have available is Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, hell, even then they got a couple of things that aren't bad anymore. So if you actually care and you actually want to stay reasonably healthy, even if you are traveling a lot, and not like we were, but just the off and on, always on the road, always in a plane, you can make this happen. You really can. And fun travel hack when you're on a plane, just if you care about your health anyway, right? You got a red eye or an overnight or what have you, you can sit there and just order the gluten-free menu. Gluten-free option. They can't tell you to prove it. They can't give you any restrictions. They'll give it to you, and all of those things are usually freshly cooked and a lot better for you. I didn't realize that until about 5 years ago or so. So if you're on a plane and they got a dinner and it's like, hey, you want chicken or fish? But okay, what are your gluten-free options? You're going to get something that's a lot cleaner for you, and it might not be hitting your macros or anything, but you'll actually be getting digestible food as opposed to most of the airplane food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the biggest thing I learned from this week hiatus in the mountains was, and just being around being around a lot of new people that I never met, was being fit is the way to go. Like,
and it stands out as well.
It really does. I mean, I can tell you how many conversations got started, with me, that was just about how fit I am.
Yeah, well, I mean, for like, and this is a testament to the fitness of my family now, and also my age that I've been dropping off in a couple of years. Like, for years, I was like the jacked one, and again, I'm not. But he shows up, and everyone's like, "Holy hell, who is that guy?"
Yeah,
that's CJ.
I mean, yeah, people can see the work you put in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I mean, just again, objectively impressed, and they're like, "Oh, holy boy." Okay, and then he's still showing up to meal times and eating the regular stuff. Again, he goes back to the cottage and eats whatever he needs to. But he did the whole experience. He wasn't like shuttered away like some monk. No. I can't go to that party. There'll be a cookie there. It's not that bad. It's just like
I made the best out of it. I met a lot of people, made friends, and still maintained my physique.
Well, the interesting part was, he got along with everybody there. It was great, good people and all that. But he there was some more people within his age bracket within like 5 years on either side. And that was the one thing who was just, not much in common. Because, most younger folks, what do you do every day? I drink like a fish and just sit and play Call of Duty or whatever. And he's like, I do enjoy both of those things, just certainly not that often, not that much.
Yeah, I have a different life. Yeah. Man. I've yet to meet someone my age that's like that, but
yeah. But none of them were.
No, all cool.
Yeah,
people.
They're all cool about it. Like, oh, that's wild.
Sure.
Then of course, go to the pool or whatever, and like Jack Monster over here takes his shirt off, like pool. Holy hell!
Keep it simple. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, it was a good trip though, and it was pretty much testament. What we're preaching works out as long as you want it. He's not unhealthier for that week by any stretch. No, I mean, he doesn't feel bad.
If anything, I'm healthier because I feel better. Like, I'm just like, oh man, that was a fun week.
Yeah,
I got a nice reset. Now I'm ready to hit it hard again. So, yeah.
For those of you that aren't watching this, that noise is my dog grunting.
Yeah. Trying to do the outro here, but she's messing.
All right, I don't know. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Peace.